Donald Trump had a really tough day yesterday. He went to Pennsylvania to give a speech to voters, which went horribly wrong in its own right, and we will get to that. But after landing in Pennsylvania, Donald Trump, looking a really strange color orange, holding a comically oversized umbrella, attempted to speak to reporters. And he was asked, what about your allies who have been critical of your Iran deal, people like Ted Cruz? And Trump goes, they need an education, even if they are my allies.
What will you say to allies of yours like Senator Cruz who've been critical of the Iran deal?
Well, I think anybody that's been critical of it has to be educated, even if they're friends of mine. Because we have Iran in a position that nobody's ever had. This should have been done for 47 years by other presidents. And we have Iran in a position where their military has been totally wiped out, their leadership has been wiped out, their radar has been wiped out, everything's been wiped out. They have not a good negotiating position. But despite that, and money that will be taken out of Iran is going to go to our farmers to give.
So listen, the message for Ted Cruz is Ted Cruz has got to be very careful, because if Ted Cruz isn't careful, Trump might just go and call his wife ugly, which he did during the 2016 Republican primary. And, oh, Ted Cruz still got in line and still sucks up to Trump mostly. Now, of course, Ted Cruz is correct. This is in the best case where the deal as outlined succeeds, it's a far weaker deal than Barack Obama had. It's not clear Iran even respects Trump enough to try to hold to the deal. Like, no matter what, Ted Cruz actually is right to be suspicious of the deal. But Ted Cruz might find himself politically on the outs if he says the wrong thing and doesn't get in line. Now, Donald Trump is insisting that his version of events with regard to the reflecting pool is accurate. He goes, they brought in a knife and they cut a slit. It's the slit from hell that Trump just can't resolve.
They've arrested, I think, 6 people on the reflecting pool. So the reflecting pool looks fantastic. I just got pictures of it. It's beautiful. But somebody went in with a knife and cut it. They cut it up good. And then they cut a 350-foot slip in the form of lots of little slips.
By the way, notice that he now seems to be calling them slips instead of slits. Very weird.
Horrible stuff. And they destroyed the grass. We put a brand new big load of grass out there. They destroyed it. So it's all being fixed. But
they put a huge load of grass after the slit in Trump's rubber pissed them off. Dear God. Now, what we've learned in the last 24 hours, we kind of speculated about this yesterday, but now we've learned about it. It does seem as though they did arrest people. That doesn't mean they did anything wrong, because we have video of people just kind of like looking at the reflecting pool, sitting down. This is before they put the fencing up. And there's video of agents swarming just random tourists who are like sitting at the reflecting pool. So I don't doubt for a second that they arrested people. Whether those people used knives to cut 300-foot slits before a load of grass was dropped, that I seriously doubt. Now, Donald Trump was asked about the fact that they have not released any of the supposed video that they have. Trump said, we've got video. Reporter says, we tried to get the video, but they're not sharing it with us. And Trump goes, no, no, no. We've got that video. We're going to share it eventually.
You mentioned yesterday that the Interior Department has video and photos. We reached out to them and they haven't shared it with us. Are you going to compel them to release it?
They've arrested, I think, 6 people on the reflecting pool. So the reflecting pool looks fantastic. I just got pictures of it. It's beautiful. But somebody went in with a knife and cut it. They cut it up good. And then they cut a 300.
So we're going to this is the we're going to get the pictures sort of thing. I do have something to say about this, and I think it bridges the possibility of Trump lying with the likely reality of the situation. And it has to do exactly with the idea that you can just arrest people, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they did the underlying thing. They're detained, they may be arrested, and then you kind of move on from it. They're ultimately not charged with anything, or at a minimum, they're not charged with putting a slit in the pool with a knife, simply to be able to say, we did arrest people. And that is something you can make a reality. If Trump goes, we've arrested people, and the truth is they haven't, they can very easily go and arrest people. Generating surveillance footage of someone cutting a slit in the reflecting pool that you don't really have requires more deception, but you can just start arresting people. That's really not a huge deal. Okay, Trump then says, we are going to fix the pool. We're going to let all the water out of it and then refill it once again.
Are you planning to do a federal takeover of D.C. soon, since it looks likely that a socialist needs to...
So we have a radical left communist elected, I guess, soon to be elected mayor of D.C. D.C. is now a safe, you people know better than anybody, it's a safe, beautiful city. When I came here, it was an unsafe, unkempt, horrible city. It was horrible. The monuments and the waterfalls and the statues and everything were graffiti written, hadn't been fixed in 50 years, clean. Now it's beautiful. We did 52 statues, monuments, waterfalls, including the thing that, where the vandals hit the reflecting pool, but we'll get that back very quickly. In fact, I will say, this morning I sent people over, they say it looks absolutely beautiful. But we're going to have to let a little water out and fix it, and then we'll put the water back.
Just a little water out, and then we're going to fix it. I don't think that there has ever been a president in modern political history, maybe a long time ago, but in modern political history, I don't remember any president so involved in the minutia of what are really relatively small projects. He's sort of like the maintenance guy in some weird way, but he's also incompetent at it. And it turns out that, like COVID in 2020, the algae isn't just going to go away overnight like a miracle. Now, finally, Donald Trump, I got a bunch of emails about this. Some people wrote to me and they said, David, Trump doesn't know how to close an umbrella. And yes, he has had that problem before where he tries to close an umbrella, he can't, and he just sort of like puts it down and gets into his plane or car. And others were like, no, this is like Trump is just kind of like, I'm going to let the servants do this. So here is video of Trump walking with this comically oversized umbrella on the way to his speech in Pennsylvania. And the umbrella is taken from him by a number of, I guess, Secret Service people. It looks very dumb. And then there it is. The umbrella is taken and Donald Trump gets into the car. Yeah, Trump has struggled to close umbrellas before. And some people are like, cognitive decline, you can't close the umbrella. I also think Trump just doesn't give a damn. And it's sort of like, here, take it. You deal with it. I never want to see this thing again until someone hands it to me open once again so that I can shield myself from the rain. So there's Trump speaking to reporters. And then he goes to give a speech. And that's when things really went wrong. Think of how much personal information you put into your favorite AI chatbot. They track everything you say on the app. Many of them sell the data to ad companies, and they use your personal info to train the AI so your personal life lives inside the chatbot forever. Creepy stuff, which is why I recommend Venice. It's sort of like a VPN for AI. Our sponsor, Venice, gives you access to all the best and latest language models, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Grok, DeepSeek, as well as leading image, video, and music generation models, all in one place, but you can use them privately and anonymously, and it's completely uncensored. On Venice, you can ask the AI for anything, and it won't say no. Nothing is tied to your identity because your prompts are encrypted. They never even leave your device. So no corporation or government can spy on you and those conversations. Access the world's leading AI models privately. You'll get 20% off any plan when you go to venice.ai/Pakman and use the code Pakman. The link is in the description.